If you wanted a large luxury high performance Grand Tourer, typically you've turned to Germany, maybe a BMW, a Porsche, an Audi, a Mercedes-Benz, something like that. But newcomer Zeekr reckons it might have the car for you. And this is it. It's called the 007 GT. We're about to get behind the wheel, tell you everything about this thing. But before we do, make sure you like this channel, subscribe to the video, and tell us everything you think in the comments below. Now, first up, the name, 007. A few issues with that, so don't expect that name to stick when this car goes overseas. But what it is, they've had another car called the 007. This one's the GT. It's effectively a sportback version of it, more of a shooting brake style of thing, so very different rump on the car. But underneath, it is high performance. It's dripping in luxury. The one thing you can expect is this thing not to cost the world. A lot of its rivals, a lot of things that have got similar pace, probably well into six figures, possibly even approaching 200 grand. This one, reckon you can probably maybe 70 grand or even less. So value is going to be a huge part of its sales pitch. Inside there is no shortage of technology. You've got a digital instrument cluster, nice big center screen there, but there's also some restraint and certainly a lot more elegance and class that maybe some people are expecting in a car like this. Attention to detail, absolutely top notch. Everything from the finishes, the materials, some of the badging, every touch point sort of feels pretty upmarket. So they've certainly ticked the box in that regard. It's also pretty practical. You've got some decent space here, we've got decent storage space, and also sit quite low in the car. So it gives you a bit of that sporty flavour. So yes, it's got decent headroom, all that sort of stuff, but also I feel like I'm driving, or I feel like I'm sitting in something that is a little sportier than your average sedan or wagon. Now, being the wagonette version, you've got a different roof line here in the back, so headroom absolutely nails it. I've got loads of headroom here, big vast panoramic sunroof, knee room, loads of it. There's a fair bit of space between the front and back seats. Now, as you can probably notice from where my knees are, the floor is actually quite high. So while I've got decent foot space, a little bit higher there than you'd maybe like. So yes, you're sitting down low in the car, but that's partly because the seats are very close to the floor. So, but again, the finishes, the materials, everything back here, certainly classy, certainly elegant. And for a long trip, other than my knees up here, it'd certainly be comfortable. Now the boot, it is not massive, but it is fairly broad. So you've got a nice wide space there. Got 60-40 split folding seats, and I've also got a little bit of hidden room under here. So a decent, nice deep binnacle in there, which is great. And also a bit of a false floor going on. So practicality wise, it certainly does a decent job. Go away for the weekend, take the family, not an issue. All the technology in the cabin, it also makes itself known when you're out on the road as well. So if I hit the indicator, for example, I've got a nice big head-up display in front of me. As soon as I hit that indicator, I get a camera display inside the head-up. So it gives you just extra visibility basically to see what's going on. So that's really a theme throughout the car, but so is the luxury generally. You've got all those upmarket finishes and everything that give you the sense you're driving something a little bit special. And it certainly lives up to the Grand Tourer philosophy. It's running on air suspension, so it's fairly supple, and even when you dial up sport mode, you've still got reasonable compliance there in the suspension. So it gives you the impression it's the sort of car that can go on for many, many kilometres. You can do a big drive, and it's going to be looking after you pretty nicely. Now, in terms of the range, this one is the longer range battery. So it's a 100 kilowatt hour battery. They claim about 825 kilometres, but I've given it a check and it's sort of suggesting it'll get about 650 Ks in the real world, which is still a fair bit, still plenty. Also super fast to charge, so it can take a really quick charge and you can get from 10 to 80% charge in about 10.5 minutes. So very, very quick in terms of piling on the electricity. And it is also quick in a straight line. You've got two electric motors, 475 kilowatts of power. So when I step on it, it builds pace pretty nicely. Certainly not lacking in grunt. Now Zeekr claims 0 to 100 in 2.95 seconds. Doesn't quite have the immediacy of something like a Tesla when you first hit it, but it's certainly quick. It's a very brisk car. I'm not getting the chance to fully put it through its paces here, but it does sit really nicely on the road. You can tell that it's got a pretty nice stance. The suspension, it's got that compliance there, but you've also got that control. And points pretty sharply, maybe a little bit more weight to the steering would be nice, but it's certainly all up a fairly competent car. So that is the Zeekr 007 GT. Will it work in Australia? Who knows? For me, it's going to come down to value. There's a lot in this market, a lot of pedigree in this market from some big name brands. Zeekr does not have that heritage. So it really needs to undercut them. It needs to come in at a sharp price, but it does deliver on potentially value. It certainly delivers on comfort. It delivers on that grand tourability. It's got pace, it's got elegance, it's got space inside. So it ticks a lot of boxes, but again, it'll come down to price. Tell us if you think something like this could work in Australia. Tell us what you think about this video. Make sure you like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.